Hey guys, I'm Sebastian.
I'm Christine.
And this is This Week in Vegas.
The Ninth Island Connection podcast, where we bring you everything that's happening this week in Vegas.
Simple. That's
Yep.
it.
Yep.
That's all that it is.
Yeah.
Everything going on this week.
Yep. News, weather, events. So let's get to it.
That's it.
Starting with the news. We actually have a first time ever event happening here in Vegas. Of course, it's not going to happen until August.
Right.
But Monster Jam trucks are teaming up with motocross bikes together at the Thomas and Mack Center, and that's going to be happening August 1st through the 3rd. The reason we're bringing it up is, well, it's kind of cool because it's
they're
a
both
unique event.
big events
Yeah.
as standalones because they come every year.
Yeah.
Separately, they come every year. So to have them come together, that's going to be just an even bigger event.
Yeah.
Which means more people are going to be in town because plenty of people come to town for motocross. Plenty come for Monster Jam.
Yeah.
A lot of locals come out for both of these events also. So it's just going to be even more busy in Vegas.
For sure. Or busier.
More busier in Vegas.
Oh, yes.
Whatever.
Anyway, tickets are on sale for that if you're interested in attending that. Speaking of new things happening in Vegas, first time things in Vegas.
Oh, yes. So another step forward with the first Major League Baseball team in Vegas. The Clark County Commissioners have approved permits for the A's Stadium. You guys have all seen the Sydney Opera House thing for the A's Stadium coming to where Tropicana used to be.
Yeah.
That's gone forever. So permits have been approved.
Yeah,
so it's happening.
That's going to be right on Las Vegas Boulevard, right next to MGM Grand, across from New York, New York. That's going to be right there on the strip. That's going to be insane.
That's huge because you're going to have the baseball stadium on this corner, right? Visualize it with me. Right here's the baseball stadium. Across the street, you've got T-Mobile Arena for hockey. Right down the road, you've got Allegiant Stadium with football, the Raiders.
And don't forget Mandalay Bay.
And then Mandalay Bay over here at Michelob Ultra Arena, you've got the two-time world champion WNBA Las Vegas Aces. So that's huge little sports entertainment corridor right there, which is massive. And then next to Tropicana, there's lots of opportunity for development in that area as well. So who knows what that's going to look like? Is there going to be an NBA team in that same area? Who knows? It's been talked about or speculated for years. But I think with everybody else here, it just makes sense that the NBA would come to town.
Yeah, and it's going to be a while. It's going to be, let's be realistic. Things happen fast in Vegas, but they don't happen that fast.
Not that fast.
We're looking at, 28 that this is going to be? So
the target date is MLB opening day 2028.
Okay.
Which is going to be 3 short years. We moved here for the first time in 2018, and it does not feel like we've lived in Vegas for almost 7 years.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. I guess time flies when you're
it's
in
just,
Vegas.
It's like we're on fast forward in this city.
Yeah, it could be because we're getting old too. I think time goes by faster when you get old.
Is that what it is?
It might be that too. I don't know. But it'll go by before you know it.
Yeah.
And in between there'll be thousands of other different changes in Vegas because that is the thing that happens here is change.
Especially for those, we have plenty of viewers, and thank you guys so much for commenting on videos. We appreciate you guys share your trips, when you're coming, if it's for a birthday or anniversary, all of those things. There's a lot of people that come to Vegas once a year, maybe a couple times a year. So can you imagine if you come to Vegas once per year, what that third year would look like?
Yeah, for sure.
There will be a baseball team, a stadium will be there, and the baseball team will be in Vegas 3 years from now.
Well, think of we spend a lot of time in Vegas. We spend a lot of time on the strip. We live in Henderson, which is just outside of Vegas. But we spend a lot of time on the strip as locals, and we're always amazed at how many things are new. We were just here last week and that changed. Or 2 weeks ago we were just here and this changed. So that's Vegas. And I guess we probably notice those little changes because we spend so much time there.
So we notice all of those little things was there a burger place here when we were here last week?
Yeah. Oh, they got new carpet. That's the sad thing when I
Yes.
when I'm like, oh, look, they put new carpet into a casino. That means you've spent too much time on this strip.
Well, you notice it because of immediately when you step in, you feel the cushion. It's like, oh, wait a second, what's new here?
Yeah.
There's new carpet.
Yeah, and it's not as gross.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on from that, there's going to be a new immersive version of The Wizard of Oz that's going to be over at the Sphere. This actually sounds like something that I would absolutely love and want to check out. They're going to base it on the film, the actual 1939 film, The Wizard of Oz. But it's going to be in that crazy sphere, like, just immersive experience. I'm so curious of how this is going to be.
Well, it's going to be the original, like, 1939 film that they're showing. And I'm sure all of you have seen the Sphere on social media. So just like, I'm curious, like the Wicked Witch flying around on the broom all around and the tornado. And I mean, that's going to be...
Because it's not just what you see visually there, it's immersive. So
the sound,
there's
360
the sound, the smell,
everything.
I'm sure they'll have wind for that kind of stuff, I'm excited for this. I don't get excited a lot of things for the Sphere because it's kind of, can be a pain in the butt. It's expensive.
Yes.
The parking's crazy. Getting in and out of there is crazy. But this one I think that will definitely add to our list. But not anytime soon because it's not going to be there until August.
Which is just like this. There are people right now, I'm sure, watching this that are planning trips for next year.
Yeah.
People plan far in advance. So if you're looking to come in for something like this, if you're going to be here in August and checking out the Sphere is on your list, this might be the show for you.
Yeah. Speaking of the Sphere, the Eagles, who are always at the Sphere, it seems.
They've been there since last year.
Yeah, well, guess what? They're not going anywhere because they're doing very well. They have extended their residency at the Sphere for like the 5th time now.
Yes. And we've joked about this before. More so me. I say we, but me.
Yeah.
Because there's the final shows, there's the encore, and then there's the return or the extension of the encore. It happens all the time. And it's to sell tickets. And we're here for it because those are dollars that stay here in the local economy.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of these extensions because that means that they're drawing crowds and people are coming to Vegas and spending money and having a great time. So I'm not mad at them at all. I just think it's funny because it's just, it is.
Yeah, so they've added actually another 8 shows, and this is going to be the final shows, allegedly. This is going to be October 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, and 31st, and then November 1st, 7th, and 8th. The tickets for the Eagles at the Sphere start at $175. So that's before taxes, fees, and that might be like partial obstruction seats. So I don't know.
Well, you never know. And, we know people, we have family that this type of show is like a bucket list.
Yeah.
So I think $175 for a bucket list event like this, totally worth it.
Oh, yeah. It's just not my bucket list.
No, it's not mine at all.
For a lot of people, I mean, I've heard amazing things about it. It's just, it's not my must-do concert.
Right.
Also, Lionel Richie, who actually I would go see, he added more dates at the Wynn. And fun fact, he's been performing at the Encore Theater for quite some time. He is the longest running and most successful performer at the Encore Theater.
We've been talking about him for a minute. If you guys rewatch some of our monthly updates and even some podcasts, we talk about Lionel Richie quite a bit. He's like a Bruno Mars, a Lady Gaga, Chelsea Handler even.
Yeah.
That's just constantly coming through town.
Yeah.
So if you can't make it this time, he's going to be here again. I mean, he's killing it.
Yeah, and he's been coming here for years. I just can't seem to catch him. So hopefully one of these days I will get to see Lionel Richie. He'll be here on October 15th, the 17th, 18th, 22nd, 24th, and 25th. But tickets are on sale.
Yeah. So mentioning Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga.
She's going to be back in town. She's added a 3rd show. So we talked about this when we first talked about this show when it was announced, where it was the 16th and the 18th. And they
Actually,
were.
I think it was she just had one.
Oh, it was,
and then we were like, no, she's going to have two.
It was the 16th, and there was like pre-sale was going on, and we are like, well, pre-sale is a teaser to see how fast that 16th date is going to sell out. Sold out pretty quick. So fast that they added a second show immediately, the 18th. And now those tickets sold out so fast that they've added a third show, so they've added the 19th. We don't know if there's going to be more because this is part of her world tour that she's on. So there's only so many dates you can extend.
She probably probably saved some dates knowing that she would be selling out in Vegas. And it won't be at Dolby Live where she typically performs. It'll be right next door at T-Mobile Arena. So a lot more seats, a lot bigger stage, a lot bigger performance, I'm sure. And
this is going to be different from
prices.
Yes.
Their prices start at $292 all the way up over like $1,200 plus. So if you are a fan of Lady Gaga.
But there's people that do that. Like, how many people came to Vegas that had never come to Vegas before just for Taylor Swift when she was at Allegiant Stadium? There's so many people. There were people that we met that came to Vegas for Super Bowl last year, had never been to Vegas before. They were just in Vegas just for the game, and that's it. Because there's a thing out there where people believe, oh, I don't go to Vegas because I don't gamble. And there's so much more than just gambling.
So much. That excuse, just if anyone says that, like, I don't want to go to Vegas because I don't gamble, just, I don't know, flick them. I mean, seriously. You guys, like, if you've been to Vegas or you're doing your research on Vegas, there's so much. I mean, we're the entertainment capital. We are becoming a huge sports city.
We are a sports town.
We are like a foodie destination. And we have like top chefs from all over.
And James Beard award winners up and down the strip, Michelin star restaurants.
And some great mom and pops, all mixed in there too. So, I mean, there's something here for everyone. And that's what we say. And outdoor stuff too.
If you're a hiker, a runner, if you love parks, I mean, rock climb, whatever it is that you're into, even like water sports. We've got Lake Mead out there, which is massive.
And if, there's just so many different things to do outdoors. A lot of people, of course, there's Lake Mead. They have
Lake Las Vegas.
Lake Las Vegas as well. The Hoover Dam, which is right next to Lake Mead. You can't
swim in it, though.
Yeah, you don't want to. You're not swimming there.
Don't go swimming.
But I mean, if you're going to the Hoover Dam, there's a nice little overlook where you can see Lake Mead. It's beautiful views, and these are like the perfect temperatures to be doing those outdoor things, like Hoover Dam, Lake Mead. Taking a little drive out to Valley of Fire. Valley of Fire is amazingly beautiful. I know like people love Zion National Park, which is beautiful also, but this is a lot closer.
It's it's not as far as a drive.
And I don't know. I've been to both and I prefer Valley of Fire. I think Valley of Fire is one of the coolest places that is drivable from Las Vegas. It's like a quick day trip.
Yes.
And then what else? There's so many, like we've been like voted like top hiking city before.
Absolutely. So I mean, Red Rock Canyon, people pretty much visit the visitor center and you see a couple people rock climbing. But there's so much more than just that.
Yeah, there's trails everywhere.
Red Rock is massive.
Yeah.
It's so much more than the visitor center.
Yeah.
Of course, do your research because you want to make sure you stay hydrated. You've got the right apparel, the right footwear.
Watch for snakes.
Watch for snakes if you're going to be out there for the day. With all of the places. Yeah, with all of the places. Make sure that you're prepared. But there's so much more.
Yeah, like I mean, and if it's one of those 90-degree days, that might not be great for Valley of Fire or for Red Rock, but you can go up to Mount Charleston. There's hiking trails in Mount Charleston that are absolutely beautiful.
And that's where all the trees in Vegas are.
Yeah, that's true.
They're up in Mount Charleston.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there. You can grab lunch at the resort up there, do some hiking, see a completely different side of Vegas. And then if you're like interested in the unique things of Vegas, Seven Magic Mountains is still here. That's not far from the Strip. That's a really cool art installation out in the middle of nowhere to go check out.
You can check out Nelson, Nevada, which is a ghost town that's been featured in many movies. And it's probably, a half hour-ish from the Strip, depending, 40 minutes?
Maybe 40 minutes, because once you exit to go to Nelson, you go down a road that like is like the scene from scary movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a scary movie scene.
Yeah.
But it's a ghost town, and there's a little gift shop there. All these like old structures and vehicles, and there's the history of this little town. And that's like Christine said, maybe 40 minutes from the Strip. So there's so much more than just gambling. And of course, if gambling's your thing, 24/7.
Yeah, yeah.
24/7. There's plenty of it.
And you know, we are not, obviously, if you've watched our channel, we are gamblers ourselves. So we're not hating on the gamblers. We're just saying
we love it.
There's, in addition to gambling, there's so many things to keep yourself occupied.
Yes.
And speaking of being outside, this is what you can expect this week in Vegas when it comes to weather.
It's really the sweet spot. You've got mid 70s to mid 80s, which is perfect for being outside. Now, depending
it does get in the 90s.
Depending on where you're coming from, it could feel a lot hotter. So be prepared, have your sunscreen ready, have your allergy medicine ready, especially if you're going to be outdoors, because this is allergy season here in Vegas. And people think we're in the middle of the desert, you don't get allergies, right? Because there's not many trees and grass, but look it up.
I have
it
allergies.
Exists.
I have allergies. Allergy season is in full effect. I suffer daily. I get by with medication. So definitely, if you have even a pinch of allergies, take your medicine before you get here and continue to take it while you're here, because you'll be miserable if you don't. And
make sure you hydrate. You may feel like, oh, it's a little bit cooler, I don't need to drink as much water because it's not 120 degrees. You will be hungover from a lack of water. So make sure that you stay hydrated as well. All right, guys, let's get into the events. And wrestling is wrapping up. If you watched our podcast last week, we talked about the WWE takeover in Vegas. Well, it's still going on. WrestleMania 41 is at Allegiant Stadium on the 19th and the 20th. WWE Raw at T-Mobile Arena on the 21st. So 3 days wrestling all day long here in Vegas.
Yeah, and it was going like, what is it, the 18th through the 21st?
So there was like
wrestling everything, yeah.
There was a WrestleCon over at Westgate. There was a fan Hall of Fame thing happening at Fontainebleau. There was Next, Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, like T-Mobile had wrestling.
Everywhere.
Allegiant Stadium had wrestling. Yeah, so it's big. So wrestling is coming to an end. So hopefully,
I'm sure they'll be back.
Yeah, so hopefully everyone who was here for that had a great time. Dead and Company back at the Sphere again on the 24th, 25th, and the 26th. We've got
an event with multiple bands. This is Sasanta V2, and this is Primus, Pussifier, and A Perfect Circle. Love A Perfect Circle. They're going to be over at Planet Hollywood on the 25th, and that's at the Zappos Theater.
Interesting. That'll be an interesting concert.
Well, Perfect Circle, that's Maynard from
Tool.
From Tool. That's Maynard from Tool's, I want to say side project, but that's been for years and years. A Perfect Circle has been around and kind of like running right alongside of Tool.
Yeah, and I mean Primus has been around for a long time.
Huge.
I'm not familiar with Pussifier.
Pussifier.
Pussifier?
I haven't seen him.
Okay, like a pacifier, but a pussifier? Anyway.
We got to keep this PG.
Anyway, moving on from that. The Millennium Tour, which is Trey Songz, Omarion, and Bow Wow, is going to be at MGM Grand on the 25th. It's interesting. That's like some old school, like hip hop R&B guys that kind of grew up and are still at it, doing their thing.
Good for them.
Yep. And actually, isn't there there's a new restaurant that opened over in MGM Grand too, isn't there?
Oh, there's the Netflix. Is it Netflix and Chill or Netflix and Eat?
I'm not sure.
Or Netflix and Take a Bite. Take a Bite on a Netflix?
I don't know what it's called, but there's something like Netflix.
It's Netflix where they have like Stranger Things menu. They've got different popular Netflix movies and TV shows that they put into a menu.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're there, catching up on the Millennium Tour, you can pop in and go back and do some Netflix and eats, I guess.
Don't Netflix and chill in the restaurant, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on. Tito Double P is going to be at Planet Hollywood on the 26th.
Tito PP?
Tito Double P. Yeah, I guess that would be PB.
Tito, what up, PG? This is a PG podcast.
I know, where's our minds?
Let's just get right into it. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons going to be over at the Westgate on the 25th and 26th.
Yep, and these are, I think we're getting into those final shows, hopefully for Frankie Valli's sake. I mean, that man has been performing forever, paying off some debts.
Something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jersey Boys, it looked like he had to work to pay some debts off from old Tommy. So,
but such great music. And you mentioning Jersey Boys, we saw Jersey Boys twice.
Yeah.
When they were here in Vegas at the Orleans. Sad to see them go. And the first time we went in, I was kind of a little skeptical. I knew Jersey Boys and I'd heard of them, of course, but I was surprised how many hits I was familiar with.
Yeah. I mean, just of the music of that time, but then some of the things have been in more relevant movies, TV shows, remade. So I think that regardless of your age, you kind of
there was a lot of
Frankie Valli songs and Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons songs.
There were a lot of moments where we looked at each other and we were like, "They did that one too?"
Yeah. That's one of those ones I miss. I wish they would have kept that around, but that's what happens. We're looking at
there's so much competition in
Vegas. It's just, and that was over at the Orleans, and that Orleans is making a lot of changes. You know, Jersey Boys left last summer, and they weren't there very long. And then Marriage Can Be Murder, unfortunately.
That entire theater's being remodeled over there, so everybody that was in there is out.
Yeah, which is Marriage Can Be Murder and The Conjurers.
Yeah.
Both of those shows were amazing. We loved both of those shows. And so, I mean, Marriage Can Be Murder has been around for over 25 years, I think.
Well, they were at Harrah's when it was
like the Showboat.
The Showboat.
Yeah, so
they've been around for a minute.
And they were down at the D. So I mean, they'll find a home. I'm sure the Conjurers will find a home because they had a very successful show as well. It's ultimately that's what happens in Vegas. It can be up to the venue. It can be up to the performer. But things change all the time here in Vegas. So hopefully, and we'll keep you guys posted once we find out where Marriage Can Be Murder, where they're off to next, as well as the Conjurers. Jersey Boys, though, I don't think is coming back.
Well, they've tried twice already. Maybe third time's a charm.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, moving on. George Benson's going to be at the Wynn on the 25th and the 26th.
We've got Dogstar coming to Fontainebleau on the 26th.
And then AC/DC will be over at Allegiant Stadium on the 26th as well.
The Las Vegas Rockabilly weekend is going to be at the Orleans that we were just talking about on the 24th through the 28th.
Yeah, so
we love the Orleans too.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's
a great property.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
It's just, I wonder, a lot of people went over there for the entertainment. So
they're just I mean, they've got to continue to update themselves and stay current because there's so much happening on the Strip. Resorts World Las Vegas, Fontainebleau, Caesars did a major renovation. Circus is putting millions of dollars. The Rio put over $100 million in there. The Palms has been completely remodeled. The Jubilee Tower that used to be at Horseshoe is now Versailles Tower at Paris. There's so much going on. The Boulevard, that big mall with the biggest In-N-Out burger on the planet, is on Las Vegas Boulevard now. I mean, there's so much competition. So it's not surprising that an off-strip property that's a local favorite and visitor favorite, the Orleans, is going to take a look and say, hey, we have to start doing something now.
You got to keep up. It's constantly evolving.
Yes.
It's not like the old days, the old school Vegas, where you could just get by on staying as you were. I mean, the competition is hot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And in addition to the Rockabilly Weekend Festival, there's a Holo Holo Music Festival, and that's going to be at the Downtown Las Vegas Event Center, and that's happening the 26th and 27th.
And then Daniel Tosh, who comes to Vegas all the time, we talk about this frequently. We just talked about it last week, the Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
More comedy at the Cosmopolitan. Daniel Tosh, who's always in town, is going to be there on the 26th.
And is it the Chelsea Theater? That's the theater there, right?
Yep.
That's one venue we've never seen anyone perform.
And it's always been a timing thing.
Yeah.
Because we saw Opium over there a couple times.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the Chelsea.
No, I know. We've seen events, though. We've been to things at Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
But the Chelsea, it's always been timing.
Yeah. and we've just never gone to an event there. So let us know if that's a venue that's great for shows. It must be, because they have all these like talent, like comedians coming in, musicians
big names
coming
through
in.
town.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have to check it out next time there's somebody who we really need to go see. But let us know in the comments if you've been there before. And again, this is just what's happening for the events with people coming into Vegas.
Yeah.
We say this every week. You know, there's so many just talented performers here, comedians, magicians, illusionists, circus performers, just all kinds of awesome shows here, smaller shows that are less expensive, totally worth checking out. So add those to your list, and always be sure to stay up to date on both the event you plan on attending as well as the venue. Things change in Vegas, things get added, they get canceled daily. So don't be in that position where you get here and you're like, oh man, I didn't know that this got canceled and I'm here in Vegas. So just stay up to date on that, because they don't always do a great job announcing it. We try to make sure you guys are informed on that through our podcast as well as our social media. Make sure you look into the venue and the performers' policies on what you can bring into the events, because you don't want to throw out your beautiful purses or have to hike them back to the room. That is not fun. It happens all the time. So bringing that up again just to help you guys out.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on this one. We, as always, want to hear from you guys. Comment below. Are you coming to town this weekend? Let us know what you're coming to town for. And also, like Christine mentioned, should we go to Cosmopolitan and check out a show at the Chelsea? We want to hear from you guys. Also, don't forget to hit us up on social media. We're Instagramming, we're TikToking, we're threading, we're Facebooking. We are everywhere. We are Ninth Island Connection.
All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.
Ninth Island Connection highlights Las Vegas businesses, entertainment, events, and activities on and off the Strip, keeping our viewers connected with the Ninth Island of Las Vegas. From local mom and pop restaurants to those owned and operated by top chefs, from kitchen action to the inspiration behind the dishes, we deliver the culinary creations of Vegas. From Las Vegas entertainers and athletes to all of the exciting activities and experiences around the Vegas Valley, we keep our viewers connected with all of the excitement that the entertainment capital of the world has to offer. Of course, we can't forget about the casinos that make Vegas, Vegas, with exclusive tours of the incredible amenities and beautiful accommodations, getting right in the heart of the casino floor action and entertainment, as well as interviews with casino owners, CEOs, GMs, and executive chefs. We bring the Las Vegas Casino into our viewers' homes. Highlighting lesser-known areas like the Fremont East District, the Arts District, and Brewery Row, we bring attention to these small businesses that have become fast favorites in the local community. We bring our viewers a complete Vegas experience. We also invite our viewers along as we venture into the great outdoors of the Las Vegas Valley, sharing short road trips, hikes, and the unique sights found in the Mojave Desert. Great people, great stories, great connections, only on Ninth Island Connection.